Good morning. Checking in for my easy morning 30-minute shakeout jog. It's Wednesday now. I'm in my first week of 30 hours of training. 30 hours, almost 31 to be precise, with quality. And so that's super exciting. Next week as well, 30 hours. Then a bit less hours, 26, but some nasty quality in all sports. And then it's already taper week for challenge submarine. So in an easy 30-minute run, I did a lot of reading and also podcasts again on easy intensity. I talked about it before, but it just came so clear to me. I know there are different approaches. Some really never run slow, even the best, and some of the best runners, especially marathoners, they do, even the 1,500 meter runners, like Jakob Ingebrigtsen, they do a lot of easy intensity running. And of course I do that as well, but so with easy I really try to not go quicker than 5:15, 5:0, even when I feel good, to not go quicker and keep heart rate really low, something in the area of 130, 135 for me. So that's good. First point I want to talk about today is what changed so far from age group to pro. That's something I'm on a journey to. I did it now for 5 months, let's say. 4 or 5 months, more or less full time. Then I have way more time to recover. Of course I work a little bit still to pay the bills, but no difference to what it was before. So one of the big differences I only realized last week actually, because I barely had in the last 1 year, almost 1 year, any off days. A few, I can count them on one hand. And so let's say the last 4 or 5 months, every day you make yourself tired, right? At the end of the day you're tired. So you can't really at some point tell. I mean, you bounce back in the morning, but you don't know how it feels to be really super fresh. I mean, some days are better, some days are more fatigued, but you don't know how it feels to be 100% fresh. So last week I had an easier week, intensity down, still 25 hours, which is crazy. But in one off day, normally when it says optional swim, I always do it, always, because I think, I don't know, I can always swim as easy as I want, especially swimming. Any stroke I can get in matters. But yeah, that day I felt really tired. I think a lot of fatigue was coming out, so it's perfect. So I decided to give it a full rest day. And man, so the first learning, rest days, one rest day, no sport. At the end of the day, I felt like I'm bouncing against the walls. There was something crazy. So even after the week, I really felt that my body bounced back so crazily. So there's something to learn there and to give me confidence for, especially when it's race week, to know, hey, for 2-3 days taper, I will be going up the walls. Ability to recover if you don't give the body the usual load is completely different. That's something I never had. So not like that, not with 24 hours of training. So that gives a lot of confidence to know, hey, you back it off a little bit and you're gonna be racing super well, I think, or at least super fresh. I know there's not much to see here. It's just a little bit of a urban loop here in Zurich, right from my house. We live a bit on the hill of Zurich, so I have like a lot of forest, hilly forest around, where I do a lot of my, especially long runs up till now in the hills, but now I'll start going flat. So I got used to the neuromuscular load of running flat for longer, which is needed for all the racing. They're all flat. And I like this little loop here. It's normally my brick run loop. I did so many easy brick runs off the bike already since now, even before the specific season. Did a lot of them for months and months. Everybody heading out to work, except me, man. I'm running. Feels good, man. So yeah, this is kind of my my loop. It's like a 6K loop, I would say, 5-6K depending. I really like it because it has, I mean, I try to choose it as flat as I could, but it's quite undulating still. Has quite a lot of hills in it, but always know halfway point. Not quite there yet, like 30 minutes 30 at 15 minutes, which most of my rig runs are actually 30 minutes so far. Just like today, 30 minutes, but it's not a brick run, and I turn around in 50 minutes. And like with the markers there, I know always how my legs are for the day. So if I hit the second crossing for pedestrians, and I know, hey, my legs are good for the day. If it's the first one, I know a bit tired. So pace can be a marker, but also how far you go in distance with the same effort can also be a marker for sure. Hey, we got some sun, ladies and gentlemen. So here we got our uphill on the way back. Legs feeling good. Nothing special, just a 30-minute shakeout, and then later we got the big one, big tempo run. First time that's happening in a while. 3 to 4 times tempo, which is 325 to 316 pace, according to Training Peaks and calculations, but the effort comes off, so it's into it. But it's gonna be a hard one. The hills here remind me of Ironman St. George, which is this weekend. Can't wait to watch that. Super exciting. Gonna be glued to the TV for most of it after my training, or in between. So even with a lot of favorites dropping out, I think it's gonna be super exciting to watch. I mean, it's been since 2019 since we had a World Championship on TV for a long course, I think. So it's time. Back at it here, end of the day.
Do I have something in my teeth?
Bit different version this time. Get a bit outside the studio. Also, I got some remarks from friends to say to mix it up a bit. So here I am mixing it up and try to combine it a bit. I think it's anyways more interesting to combine it a bit with what I'm doing in a day, which is when it is possible, of course, I do it. And in the future, hopefully get a professional cameraman on my side or something like it, so it's way easier that way. Also better to follow, right? If you just film yourself, I mean, you can do the best I can, but in the end it's much better when you have someone objective running next to you, filming and taking pictures and all that. That's the next level, that's for the future. Yeah, anyways, the second point. So the second big learning that I had from so far the training, the full-time training now is the first one was the rest day, or like actually what rest does and how quickly you bounce back. That's something I never experienced in my life like that. Anyways, as I said already, the second one is the aerobic capacity, is just the fitness side of things. So there I really realize how you just get fitter, right? So of course you get fitter, but examples of it are, for example, when you let's say do strides, so like some sprints, you know, those technical strides when running. In the beginning I had it that my heart rate crept up, like really went up, and I was out of breath, and now I have less is getting out of breath, and that's a sign of it. Same in swimming. Sometimes I just get so efficient. I swim 5-6 times a week, 25k or 30k, I don't know, something like that. I don't really care. I do what the coach tells me, and I like to swim a lot, so it's fun. But I notice also there sometimes I'm barely inhaling air when I swim easy, or like just the efficiency of your body adapting to doing swimming, biking, running and all the other things around it for so much that you just of course get more efficient, and you don't need as much oxygen, and those things I really notice as well. Today, for example, I had the first quality session. I mean, when running wise we did mostly easy and aerobic stuff so far, and we still moved along. But now we're like 9 weeks before Frankfurt and 4 weeks before Challenge Submarine, the half distance. So with the tempo run today I noticed as well how crazy the heart and lung are functioning. Like I was the 3 times 10 minutes instead of 4. I had 3 to 4 planned. Next week I have 4, just to get into things, and it was enough on a muscular perspective. But heart and lung are so strong. Like normally when I was running 320 pace, 325, I would be like gasping for air, right? Like I don't have oxygen. But that wasn't the issue at all. That was not the limiter. The heart and lung is not the limiter with running those tempo runs. It was more feeling a bit clumsy to having those higher paces maintained for long. Just been doing strides and all. So, but that's now the specific season, right? That you get your body conditioned on a strong base, which I have, the strongest base I have in my whole life in all 3 sports by far. Even before I went full time, I was consistent like hell with Tim Brazer, the coach. One of the first coaches that really kept me consistent. But also I learned a lot of the things, making the calls when I was tired, not just blindly doing green training peaks, really being smart and diet recovery, because you can have the best training plan in the world. If you don't take care of your body and the recovery, it's all for nothing, right? You're not gonna improve. I know a lot of people who just don't eat enough, don't recover enough, and just don't get better. So now I am, and I'm super excited to race actually. Have a super good bike setup and all those things, but exciting times. And yeah, those are the 2 big learnings. If you have any more questions, I mean, those are the main things I noticed so far from age group to pro. I mean, in my mind, I am pro. I don't like the word pro. It just means I call it being fully committed to one thing, because triathlon, the sport, is number 1 above everything, except with the close circle of friends and family. That's it. Everything else is second. Everything. So my day results of waking up, training, and if I'm not training, I'm thinking how can I recover the best possible, from timing the perfect nutrition, from sleeping, from boots to stretching, foam rolling, you name it, I'm doing it. And I'm very disciplined with that. There's nothing I can say that I'm not doing on that front. Even in the evenings when I'm tired, I do my mobility things, and so I'm on a good path. Let's see what comes out of it. So far the progress is as good as I can wish for. So let's get into the meat of things, and you'll hear back from me next week with more updates and more news about my training. Anyways, you guys have a good week of training, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can really help me out if you like and subscribe, push your notification bell, comment below what you want to see next, and I see you in the next video.